ahead and share my screen. My name is Isman. I am on the developer advocacy team here at Airkit. I have my colleagues Chandra and Brooks. Do you guys want to say hi?
Hi, y'all.
Awesome. And so today what we're going to be doing is we are going to be building a feature in Calendly and see how far we can get in the next hour or so. Hey, Jeremy.
We got Jeremy in the chat.
Super cool. We're gonna be essentially building a feature in Calendly, and this is gonna connect to my Google Calendar. It's also gonna connect to my Zoom account, and so we're gonna use those two APIs to first get the free and busy slots out of my Google Calendar, and then use the Zoom to actually create the meeting invite with the details passed. And so this is what I want to create, is simply just like this right here, this calendar view. And then taking a look at all of this.
I don't think you're sharing your screen, Isman.
Aha, thanks. There you go.
Let's
go ahead and share that. So all I want to create this calendar view here, and then when I select a date, I want the available time slots to show up, and then I'm able to click that, and I'm able to put in my details and schedule that event. And so I think the best way. Well, first off, I've actually been working on this, so I cheated just a little bit, but it's okay.
How could you?
What I've done is I've created the integrations already, and I've also created the data flows that will allow me to get all of the free slots in my all of the free slots in my in my in my Google Calendar. And so I'll show you how I created those integrations real quick. So if I go back to my console, I have two integrations, and those integrations are essentially, let's see, the Zoom integration, which is Zoom OAuth. So what you have to do is you have to like create a Zoom application, and I created a Zoom OAuth app. And so I'm passing in client ID, client secret. It just follows kind of the standard OAuth flow here. And for Google, where's Google Calendar? I think I just called it Calendar. That look right? Yeah. So Google Calendar. Yeah. So Google Calendar is also an OAuth 2.0 flow. And so those are already connected to my application. And so if I go to my app here, what I want to show you is the API that we're using. And so we're going to be using this free busy query. And what this returns, so essentially you pass a min max time zone. And then what it returns is all of the slots that you are busy. So pretty much wherever you have a meeting, that's going to return those time slots from that request. That makes it a little bit more complex, mostly because like what that means is we have to do some logic to pretty much find all of the free areas opposed to the busy areas or the busy slots. And so what I've done here is I've got a handful of data flows, and I have a get free slots data flow that actually runs a sub data flow to merge these objects that I'll explain as I kind of go through. But I also have another one that generates 30-minute slots because I want to, like, just like how Calendly has it over here, like even if I'm free from 10 to 12, I don't want to have a whole block from 10 to 12. I want to actually like show 10 to 10:30 to 11 to 11:30, right? So if I kind of go through here, so what I'm doing initially is I want an input of a date. and that input is just going to map to whatever the user selects on the schedule, like the date picker. And so with that input of a date, I first need to format that so that it actually can as a date time in this format RFC 339. So I'm using the format date time of the So I'm using the format date time function here, and I'm also using the format date time of the end time, right? So I want to essentially set my availability hours from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So you can see here I've got 9 and then 5 right here. And what that's doing is it's setting these parameters, right? So it's essentially saying when you make the request all the way down here, when you make the request, take in which is the 9 a.m. of the day that's selected, and then it's 5 p.m. of the day that's selected. And that's going to be the parameters that we pass back from this API. Items here, this is the calendar ID. So this is
real quick, before we go a little further, I want to make sure that I'm conceptualizing this right. So our availability is all handled by Airkit, like we're using the Airkit platform to define when we can make appointments, or is that also partially happening in Calendly?
It's actually happening as a part of a Google Calendar. So I'm actually not connecting to Calendly. I'm rebuilding this Calendly feature. So like I'm actually not using schedules or like any of the calendar builder stuff in Airkit. I'm just using the Google Calendar, my Google Calendar, and I'm making a request to see when do I not have a meeting, pretty much. Does that answer your question?
And are you pulling sorry, trying to think of how to phrase. When you're defining what hours are available, is that at all tied to giving your Google Calendar the same information? Or is that only something that we're keeping track of in Airkit?
Are you saying like from 9 to 5?
Yeah.
So 9 to 5 is like what I just threw that out there because I don't want people scheduling a meeting between like 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. or something like that. So we're just defining that as we're hard coding that in Airkit to pass to Google.
Got it.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, is there an endpoint that also returns like the how in Google Calendar you can set your like quote unquote working hours? Is there a way, or is there an endpoint that returns the working hours?
Or I guess that was what I was trying to ask. Is are we using that feature at all, or incorporating with that feature at all, or are we just handling it all on the Airkit side in a fashion?
I actually didn't look for that. That's a good question. I don't know if the Google Calendar.
I bet, like, just out of curiosity or just like best guess, I bet that the working hours is returned as an event. So if you like, for instance, like looked at all events in a calendar, it would probably return a body that has like the blocked off event of like not working essentially. Because the way that the working hours in Google Calendar seem to work, at least from the UI standpoint, is that they just essentially become like blocked off busy points when you're not available to take other meetings, essentially. I don't know. That was just out of curiosity. Like, we don't have to dive into it right now.
Yeah, that's. I bet it's
like
actually, I bet it's part of. It must. I bet it's actually part of the, like your ID. Like if you, like I bet it's actually part of when you like get, like your own calendar. I bet. Let's see, Google Calendars, and then I wonder if it returns. There's no response example. I guess we can just try it. Let's see it. If anyone in chat knows,
feel free to throw it out.
Yeah.
We can see the chat.
I will also say it does seem like I don't know if there's any resolution adjustments we can do at the moment, but it does apparently seem like on the stream at least, the
really
text
small.
is super fuzzy. It's it's not very good resolution on the actual streamed share screen section.
On the share stream section.
So, or sorry, when you're on your screen that you're sharing, it seems like the text is unreadable because the resolution is pretty low.
Got it. How about like on YouTube? Or
I think that's where that came from.
Oh.
Just wasn't sure if there's any kind of like
resolution
adjustment.
I think I know what it is. Okay, we'll probably fix it in the future. I think it's because I'm streaming at 1080p, but my monitor is a 1440p monitor. That might be why it's fuzzy. I can zoom in a little bit so that everyone can see a little better.
I think the zoom might, and I would maybe even zoom in even more.
Okay.
Just to make it super readable. Yeah.
Cool. How's
so
that?
Yeah, hopefully that'll do it. Let us know in the chat if that helps out with the readability of what Isman is typing out. Perfect. Sounds like that's better. Got a response. Cool. Let's keep going.
Awesome. Thanks. All right. Let's see if we can even get working hours here. Oh, is it because I didn't put in my calendar ID? Yeah, that's right. Okay, so the result, it doesn't pass back. Are there like parameters that we can pass? No, not really. Okay, well, that's probably something that we can dive into and look to in the future to see if we can get working hours. I feel like that should be available, but anyways, so what this returns, and so like let's do a different day. Let's see what my day looks like tomorrow. So let's do 8. What's the date? 17? No, so 18. So we do that and run that. Okay. So these are pretty much all my meetings tomorrow, right? So it sends me, it returns back all of the times that I'm busy. So I parse through that. So I get rid of kind of the other properties that I don't necessarily need. And what I do here is so when doing this, I don't know if this is the best way, but this worked for me. And so what I did was I pretty much took like because these are busy objects that are sequential, what I did was I took the end date of the first one and then combined it with the start date of the next one and looped through that to create these free slots, right? So essentially, I know I'm busy from 9 o'clock to 10:30, but I'm free from 10:30 to 10:45, right? Again, I'm busy from 10:45 to 11, but I'm free from 11 to 11:30. So like essentially to create these free slots, I took the end of the first one and then the start of the second one and then kind of just like went through that. So what I did was here, you can see I am essentially like I've got my new start date and then my new end date, and I pass in the previous transform, but index it +1. So what it's doing is it's looping or against that start. So it's a little confusing, but all merge objects does is it literally merges these objects together and returns it. So if I go back to this get free slots, I gotta scroll down a little bit here. And I run this. What you should see is you can see how I was free. Now I'm free from 10:30 to 10:45, 11 to 11:30, compared to this. Like, I guess if I just bring up my calendar here, I can see like what's you get the point, I guess. So that's kind of what's happening. And so after I do that, the merge objects, then I realize Oh, okay. So at the end of this object, it's actually like you get a null value because essentially there's no time to attach to the very last object here. But what I also want to do is set up these parameters that I'm free from 9 till whenever the first meeting is, but also free from whenever the last meeting is till 5 p.m. Right? Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm going too fast, but so here what I'm doing is first off, these are not date times. This is Google's, or this is the RFC date time like
The
format.
ugly ones.
Yeah. So I have to convert these to date times so that I can use them at least to me it makes more sense in a meaningful manner. So what I'm doing here is let's see what I'm doing. So here I'm pretty much taking the very first time slot that I am free at. Here I'm taking the very last time slot I am free at. So you can see here I am. Oh wait, I haven't run these yet. Run this 10. This one. This one's at 9 o'clock. This transform is based off of here, where I'm free. This is based off of the merge objects, which is the very last one here. And then now if I keep going, now what I'm doing is I'm essentially creating an object on the fly of if the very last start time, or no, if the very last end time, I believe, transform 4 is less than 17, or like the hour is less than 17, which is 5 o'clock, then create a like a free slot from that time to 5 o'clock. So if I go here, I can see now I've got 14:55 to 17, which is when I'm free. Same thing for the beginning of the day. I've got where the hour is greater than or equal to 9 o'clock. And now I am free. Okay, so you can see here, this is just 9 to 9. And so from there, I need to append all of these to a why is this 9? That looks like an issue with my logic here. It should be, I think, transform 4 I never ran. Or not transform 4, transform 1. Let's go back up here. Why is this transform? Oh, it's because I'm busy. I'm busy from 9 to 10:30. So, okay, that makes sense. That's fine. All right, sorry. I thought for some reason I thought I was free from that time. Okay, so then I run this, and now actually this probably shouldn't be here, but I think with the logic it should still work. So I need to work on this just a little bit more. But anyways, so from here I need to generate now 30-minute time slots in between these events, pretty much, right? So like from 12 to 13:30, I need to generate a time slot from 12:30, and 13, which is 1, because those are essentially the slots that I'm free. And then if I go down here and I take a look at this generate 30-minute time slots, what I'm doing is I'm passing a start and end time. Hey, Liam. And I am essentially going through this and checking to see on each start and end time what time slots are available between those start and end times. And this is essentially checking to see like, actually this is the real logic. This was my test logic here, but this is some logic to check to see if like if you divide, if it's like a 15-minute increment, then it won't show up. It'll essentially round down to 0, so it doesn't appear in this array. And then that's my test. And then from here, what I do is I take that start and end time and run it against like that array of ranges in 30-minute increments. And what I get back are 30-minute time slots. So you can see 9, 9:30, and 10.
That is some masterful air scripting. I just want to give you kudos for it.
That's why I did it before, because it took me a little bit to kind of get this going. So, but here all I'm doing is I'm just adding to the date time of this list here, right? So if we go back to this get free slots, and I kind of keep scrolling all the way down back to that action. Where's my 30-minute? Here I'm just removing the null. So wherever there's a null, then I remove it. Generate 30 minutes. And you can see here I've got this list. And then I flat it so that I have correct slots here. So you can see here, like I have empty arrays. So I just use the flat function, and it gets rid of those. Also removes like a bracket, like an unneeded bracket here. So that then I can pass it back to my repeater. So I've actually, like, this is bad practice. I did not rename any of my transforms. I need to do that. But so that's getting all the free slots. And so if we connect this all together, right? Now we can actually take a look at our web flows. If I've got a button here, or let's do it on search, and then maybe we can do it on the value change or something. But if I've got a button here, also kudos to, I think it was Warren that did this. This is super nice. These new inputs on the data flows, and then just action chains in general shows that like what data type you need to put in there. Super cool.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, it's really nice. But I'm going to pass this date picker, and then I created a variable called session.availability, and you can see that here. And let's go ahead and put that into a repeater. So I've got a repeater and a container list, and then a container here. And then I think, let's go take a look at this. Oh, where's Calendly? This. Let me open up my booking page. Okay. Yeah. So it's like a button, pretty much. Bless you.
Thank you.
All right. So I'll add this button, and this is going to be session.availability. And then the button text is going to be, actually, what comes back? Okay, I need to do a format date time. So format date time item dot date. And I actually just want the hours, or the hours and the minutes. Am I missing something here? Let's see. Item dot. Oh, I think it's actually just item. There you go. Cool. So it's just item, and then now let's add some padding in between here. I think I do on the container. There you go. All right, and cool. I know that doesn't look great. We'll change the look and feel of it later, but let's go and try this out. All right, so now if I select And if I just kind of compare it to my, oops, what happened? All right. If I compare it to my my actual calendar, which is, this is Thursday. I've got a handful of meetings here. If I go to the 18th, I can see I am free from, let's see if I'm free from 11 to 12. 11 to 12 looks like I'm free. 12 to 12:30 I'm free. 1 o'clock I'm free. 2:55, 3:25, 3:55, and 4:25. So those are pretty much, actually, why are those getting incremented at the 2:55 mark? Oh, it's because like this ends at 2:55. But cool. So essentially what I've done is I've connected to the Google Calendar API, was able to get all of my free time slots. And so the way that Calendly works is that when you select this, you confirm, you put in some information, and then you schedule the event, and that should create a meeting event for the participants in that email that you put in the email. It also attaches Zoom link, I think. So we're going to do something like that as well. Let's see. I do want to build out.
If we were building on 18.1, we could maybe even replicate that button animation in the Calendly one.
Oh yeah,
we could for sure do that.
Maybe not the like I know we can do it without the animation piece. I think now that would be kind of cool. Like add a
confirm button to the side.
Yeah, like essentially just make it appear when it selects. So I think if let's put these next side by side, and then looks good. And then here, let's see. I want to, when on click of this, I want to pretty much say that this is selected. And because that is selected, I then want to show this confirm button. So
you could do like a set variable to like a selected object.
Yeah, I think I can actually do it like do something like this. Essentially like wherever it's indexed, and then dot like state or something like that. So just create like a create an additional property for this. So dot selected, and then I can say that this is true, and then this is only visible if session dot availability dot or index dot selected is equal to true. So wait for that to save, and then I think if I go here, 12 pixels is the way to go. Definitely. So if I go here and then I click on, oh, there you go. Well, I actually don't want all of them to appear. So I think every time that you select one, I want to actually like remove, or actually want to make them all false. We'll do that here. Actually, I think I can just copy paste this. There you go. And then this is going to be, I want to make all of them false. So I think
That is a clever use of the way that action chains like fire actions, because they go top down.
yeah.
So you know that it's taking one before the other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I have it in the right order. So if I go like this, and then select this one, and then I make them all false, and then
Cool.
it re-adds this to be true. So kind of like this. I was looking at animations in 18.0 because we do have animations, but I realized it's only on like the event or like the state change. So it's like if it's pressed, then it'll animate. I don't know if there's a way, at least in 18.0, to get it like to slide in, but cool. So we've got that, and then I want to set like on the confirm. I want to set all of the information that comes out of this to let's see, to like another variable. So
Selected
I don't
time or
think-
something.
yeah, let's do that. I'll just make it a session variable because that's easier. Should I make it a date time? I think so. Selected time, and then set variable to session dot selected time is then equal to just the item. All right. And then I want to navigate to another web page. So let's go ahead and navigate that one to web page 1. This is going to be, I guess, the like detail page. All right. Detail page. All right. So you got this web page. Because I'm not using a header, I'm just going to add the detail page here. Aircal. And then I guess I just need to pass in this information. Let's also put some of this information here too, just to make it look nicer. So, but I want to make it mobile, so I'll put that at the top. I think 30-minute meeting. So we'll put another header here. Say this is a 30-minute meeting, and then what other information? We'll just put the calendar data.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Brooks?
I was exactly that.
Oh. All right. So this is then gonna be format date time session dot selected time. And then how do they have it formatted? 10 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Tuesday, August 23rd. So I don't have any of these memorized, but that's what we have our documentation for. Thanks, Chandra.
Shout out to
What was it? Format daytime. And then what's like, ooh, I like this one. Month, date. And I actually, yeah, sure, why not? Let's just pass this whole thing.
Don't want to make a UDF.
No, I should. You know what? Why not? Let's do it. Inspired me. Fancy. Let's call it fancy date.
We also don't always show these off in Levat.
Yeah, we don't. So the input is going to be a date time, and output is going to be a string, and then this is format date time fancy string. I think that's it. Is that it?
I think that, yeah.
I think so. Let's see. Now if I go here and I do fancy date user function session dot selected time. Cool. And then let's. Interesting.
Oh, weird.
All right, we'll just run with that. Let me put a date time that. Oh wait, can I do this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I can't.
Oh.
That would be pretty cool. Why do I not have?
Are you trying to give it a dummy data in the variable tree for?
Yeah.
Yeah. The variables in the variable tree are only the like local variables of the application, and everything inside of a data flow is unfortunately a little different.
Right.
I think it's technically if someone from engineering is watching this, you can correct me, but I think it's just technically a JSON editor. Yeah, like I don't think it has any like Airkit functionality inside of it.
Sounds about right.
No one in the chat has chimed in, so I assume we're correct.
I'm concatenating.
As far as building, just like conceptually, that almost doesn't even matter. I just think about it a separate thing with separate variables, and if you want it to have access to any of the variables inside of the application, you need to like feed it to them using the run data flow action, which is part of the application.
If you're wondering what I'm doing here, I'm just adding the 30 minutes at the end so that it like looks like it's from 9 to 9:30 opposed to just like 9 o'clock is your meeting. So here, and this one is just going to be something like that. There you go.
Yeah.
How do I make it like look nice? The AMPDT connections.
I think it's like capital A and then lowercase z is like the formatting functions.
Oh yeah, perfect. Yeah. I'll just copy this right here. Awesome. Maybe add some spacing here. There you go. All right. So this is your meeting time. And then now we got to add some details here. So we got name, email. What is this? Add guest. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, so I think we can do that in Airkit too. Let's do that too. All right, so here we're gonna add enter your details. And let's make that like a small heading here. Is there a way to like put like a divider? Like, do we just do 100% container with a border? Is that like the easiest way?
That's what I've done.
It's like solid border, like 2 pixels, and then just at the bottom.
Liam's gonna want 12, but
Liam says maybe 12 pixels is the way to go.
Maybe at the top, not the bottom. Oh, it's got like rounded corners. Does anyone see that? It's like rounded.
Not from here.
It is kind of small. I have noticed it seems like the containers seem to have slightly rounded corners by default now.
Let me see. Is it due to like
2 pixels is good in this case, only exception. So in the chat.
0px?
Weird. Maybe it doesn't render. Maybe it's just like the studio. But all right, so we got enter your details, and then just name and email, I guess. Name is a text input. Email, which is an email input. This reminds me of like Airkit 101. Whenever I'm putting names and emails on a page. What else? Okay, guest email. Add guest, and then please share anything. Okay. So we'll add the please share anything. And then we'll do that one's a bigger one, so we can use a text area, which is big, and then schedule event. Actually, I noticed that our colors, like the default color, feels very similar. It's like almost exactly the same. Schedule event. I use containers, add an empty label. And add a label with a space in it. It will render.
Oh, in the container. Interesting.
Does a container
I mean, you can also hard code the height of the container.
So just something like this. Oh, okay, that's cool. I probably you could put the border on the label too, but that works. Okay, cool. So email. I want to add the add guest thing because that's kind of interesting. So let's add another button here. That's like add guest. And let's just make that button smaller. Make it a secondary button too. Maybe like 20%.
Ooh.
30. Okay. So when someone clicks on this, what should we expect to happen? We should expect to happen a guest email thing pops up. So
it's probably, it would have to be an email input each time, right? We wouldn't be able to do the text area that takes in only emails.
Yeah, I've seen I think I've seen Kyung build like a custom control for something that looks like this. But for time's sake, let's see if we can.
Yeah, we got 15 minutes left.
15 minutes. All right. So let's bring this here. Let me add a container to container. Which is here. I'm using the container so that I did not go inside. So that I can make it hide a little bit easier. So on click of this, let's just do a Boolean add guest. On click of this, set a variable to session dot add guest. Is then
true, right?
True. And then if session.add guest is equal to true, this is visible. So that means I want the button to disappear.
And then put that. Oh yeah.
And then this is visible if they do it opposite. It should be not, I think.
Yeah.
Actually, wait a minute. This is only visible. Shoot.
So adding the guest, clicking the button makes it true. So that means add guest can only be visible if it's false. So it's the opposite of this for the button.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. I think you're right. Brain fart. Okay, cool. Email input, and then here on enter, what I want to do is essentially create like a list of emails. list. And then I actually have an append user defined function that I was using earlier. So just append it to this array. So if I just do session dot list of emails, and then I do append user function, and then how did I set this up? Also, shout out to Kyung for this one. Took this from the community, but all right. So that just needs array and then the element. So if I do on the enter of this one, the array is going to be session list of emails, and then the element is going to be email underscore input one, which they should be like guest email input. Change. Perfect. Awesome. And then I want to like every time someone presses enter, it adds to this array, but then I want it to empty out this guest email. So I'll just like make that null. So I need session dot activity actually. Activity dot guest email input is then we'll null this out, and then you can keep adding it. So then last thing here, we'll do a repeater so that we can see all of the emails get added. So repeater is going to be under here, and then this is also going to have. Wait, I'll just add it to this container actually, so I can do the logic there. This is going to have a container with an email, and then this is just going to be item, and then the container list is going to be session dot list of emails. Okay, let's see. So let's see, is this going to navigate? Yep. Oh, wait. Do I need any of these? No, I don't think I need any of this.
You could throw things in there if you wanted, but no.
Yeah. I saw those and I was like, wait, do I need those?
Like you had some sort of actor initialization. You could throw some stuff in there.
Yeah. All right. So here, search 11 o'clock, confirm 11 to 11:30. Very nice. Do I want to add guests? Okay, cool. And let's add Brooks as a guest. Let's add Chandra as a guest. Oh, perfect. Awesome. Cool. So now I have those guests in my session.email list, I think. We could also build something out that removes them, but we'll do that later.
10 minutes left.
10 minutes left.
There's time.
I think I actually already have the cool, Brooks and Chandra. I think I actually already have the list remove. What is this doing?
We have an extra guest now.
There
we go.
Guest star.
Yeah, there he is.
I actually already have a user defined function for it. So I can then I just do it here on the container list. Let's add a button here that is just like X. Remove. And then we can put these side by side. And then normally I'd probably use an icon or something like that, but we'll do that for now. But then on the X, I can then I think I set the session dot list emails to remove user function, and then what do I need to pass? The list and then the item index. So the list is just the
List emails, right?
Yep. Session dot list emails, and then I think it's just this.
I think
just
so.
The index. Cool. All right, so refresh. Add that. Choose 11. Confirm. And then enter. And then test at airkit.com. Actually, that's not going to be good. Oops. Oh, well, I guess we know that works. Sweet. Perfect. Cool. All right, so we got that removed. And I guess I can add just a little bit of spacing here. 12 pixels. Always. 12 pixels. All right, and 6 minutes left. Let's see if we can connect to Zoom real quick. Or actually, let's just see if we can schedule the event. I think that's going to be easier. Here, run the data flow. And, oh, I already created one. This data flow, all it does is it creates an event based off of what you pass in. So you can see here, this is the API. We're just passing in using the events API, creating a post. And so the start time is going to be, is this actually gonna, wait, what do I pass into? Start summary, start time. Oh, but wait, I want to send this to the person that, so the creator organizer. Okay, I think I actually need to look at the API for this. So
I think you, at least from the Webflow level, you're going to pass in the submitted email as the calendar ID.
Got it. And then how would guests works? How would guests work?
I don't know how others would.
Create events.
Attendees.
Where's our reference doc? Calendars. Insert? No. What is this? Events. Insert. Max attendees. These are all the parameters. I guess you have to do do you have to do a patch after?
Not sure.
What's an insert calendar? What does that do? Quick add. Okay. All right, we'll just start with one. We'll start with one just to prove the concept. But calendar ID. Let's go ahead and do that. Run calendar event. And then this is going to be the email input. The summary is going to be the text area. Start time is going to be session.selected time. And then I think I did this logic already. So the end time is going to be the add to date time 30 minutes right here. So schedule event, pass this, end time. All right, let's try this out. All right, so then choose the 18th. I am free at 12 o'clock. Confirm. Chandra, you're going to book a meeting with me.
Excellent.
and we are going to talk about cat trophies. And if I schedule that, let's see. What
So
should
I think right
expect?
now it's been added to Chandra's calendar.
But shouldn't it add it to mine too? Or because it's like
I don't think right now I don't think you have unless you have it hard coded in your data flow that I didn't see. Like I think the calendar ID is the calendar that you're adding the event to.
Got it. So I need to figure out how the guest stuff works.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I'm checking my email right now and my calendar, but it doesn't look like it got sent to me.
Okay.
Oh, weird.
I don't think I have an invite or scheduled anything.
Let's see. Do we get any errors here? Session dot. Nope. How about this? Actually, do we like see what the result of this is? Cat trophy start, date time, 12, date time, and event time. Summary. Oh, 4-3. Let's see. You need to have write access to this calendar. Okay. So I think I'm using the wrong endpoint because this is creating an event on my own calendar. So I think if I can do this, and that'll work because I have write access to my own calendar. But we need to, because this is inserting an event. What is scheduling a meeting? Let's see. Schedule meeting Google API. All right. Well, this is something that I need to continue to explore. It is 1 p.m. here. Thanks everyone for joining. Essentially, we got pretty far, I think. What we did was we got free slots from my Google Calendar, doing a search against that, checking to see the 30-minute in 30-minute increments when I'm free. You can select this. This actually kind of looks like Calendly almost. So we kind of got that
pretty
going.
Close.
Pretty close. Confirm. You can see that this is the time slot. The only thing that we're missing is the Zoom, or getting Zoom and Google Calendar to actually write. I think I'm using the wrong API, but we also got the ability to kind of add guests, similar to how Calendly does. So hope you all enjoyed the format, and we will see you in the next one. Thanks, Chandra. Thank you, Brooks, for all your help.
Bye, everyone.
Take care, y'all.